My name is Scott Henbury. I am the Vice President of Sales for Saskatchewan and Manitoba with Great Western Brewing Company. Yeah, our support of curling started a number of years ago, and we recognize that curling is a phenomenal sport that's very popular across all of Western Canada, in fact, across all of Canada. Our partnership with Team Flash is phenomenal. We love the support that you guys give us, and we certainly feel that we have a good partnership with you guys, and it's a reciprocal relationship, and we certainly wish you guys all the luck at the upcoming trials, and look forward to seeing you hopefully back here in Saskatoon.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic, live from Penticton, British Columbia. This is the round of 12, a playoff format we don't see too often in the curling world, but the top 4 teams all advancing to the quarterfinals, and the remaining 8 playing off for the right to play them, and 2 of those 8 are the teams we're going to be featuring today. It's a battle between British Columbia's team Tyler Tardi and Japan's team Yuta Matsumura. John Cullen here alongside Melissa Saligo. And Melissa, these are 2 teams we've seen on stream a couple times this week already, and they've both been playing very well, and I anticipate this being a very good game.
I'm quite excited about this game. Both teams at 4-1, and like you say, we've seen them play throughout the weekend, and looking forward to a great battle today.
So we'll look at the way the teams got here, and it's actually sort of opposite situations, as Matsumura were winners of their first 4 and then lost this morning. So they beat John Epping, John Buke, Jason Cam, and Neil Dangerfield before succumbing to Sebastian Robillard this morning in a game that they actually lost quite handily. That was a 9-2 win for Sebastian Robillard. They put up 6 in one end to end that one, and then Tyler Tardi heading in the opposite direction, lost his first one to Glenn Howard. We watched that here on Sheet D earlier this week, and he's since rattled off 4 straight wins against Jim Cotter, Matt Dunstone, Sean Giel, and Cameron DeYoung. So this should be a great game. Like you said, 2 teams both with 4 wins and very close in the world rankings as well. Yuta Matsumura ranked 21st overall and Tyler Tardi ranked 25th. So we can anticipate a pretty evenly matched game here, and I'm looking forward to it. And really, Melissa, I think not to, not to diminish what Tardi's done in their last 4 games, but probably the game we saw from Team Matsumura on this feature sheet earlier this week might have been the most complete team performance we saw out of any of the games we covered this weekend. They were truly phenomenal against John Buke that night, beating them 9-1.
Oh, they were outstanding. They were completely on point and played terrific. And we'll probably expect them to bring something very similar during this game against Team Tardi.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Tardi struggling in their feature game that we covered against Glenn Howard, but as we said, they've been rolling ever since. And that's a mistake there from Shinya Abe, and so Tardi with the hammer will have an opportunity to assert some control here. So we'll meet the teams. Team Tyler Tardi from Langley, British Columbia. Skip, of course, is Tyler Tardi. Third, Sterling Middleton. Second, Jason Ginter. And lead is, you're getting a look at him right here, Tyler's brother Jordan. And on the other side from Hokkaido, Japan, we have Team Yuta Matsumura, skipped, of course, by Yuta Matsumura. And then at third, we have Tetsuro Shimizu. At second, Yasumasa Tanida. And at lead, Shinya Abe.
That looks good. No, I like it. We saw it really come off last game.
So with that early miss by Shinya Abe, it gives Jordan Tardi, the lead for Team Tardi, an opportunity now to split the rings here. Get some idea of the draw weight going to the wings. Trying to get this even though, John. They don't want to set up any kind of double, and that looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, nice shot from Jordan. We've seen the teams, particularly early on, struggle with that inside-out path. It's because, of course, you don't throw it in practice. The pregame practice for these teams only involves 1 rock per player up and 1 rock per player back. So most of the time, you're trying to get your draw path to the button secured, so you don't really throw that shot in practice. So we've seen teams struggle to maybe make that shot off the line, but Jordan Tardi has a good feel for it. Of course, this is the team's 6th game on this ice now too, so they feel maybe a little bit more comfortable with where they need to throw those shots early.
And in terms of the draw weight, it has been very consistent, and the amount of curl as well. You can throw, 14 and a half, 15, maybe a little bit more to the wings, but been very consistent. And we've seen some struggles here on this particular featured sheet, but I think both teams now have had an opportunity to play on it, so we expect them to have a good idea what the ice is doing.
Yeah, and of course, now that we have less games out here on the ice, there had been some concerns about the red rocks on this sheet, that maybe there were a couple rocks that just weren't reacting in the way that the teams thought, and so Chris Jones, the ice maker here at Penticton, stepped in and they've moved the rocks over from sheet A, so we're now using a new set of red rocks here for the playoffs, and I think it's something that the teams had sort of indicated that they wanted, and it's great of the ice making crew here to be accommodating of that. So hopefully this red set will maybe run a little bit more true than the set we've seen the teams use on this sheet up until now.
So good shot there by Jason Ginter, just enough weight to push that redstone to the back of the 8-foot. So currently Team Tardi line 2, and great opportunity here though for Team Matsumura to get a hit and flop under towards the center line. They almost want to over-roll this, I would think, so that the short run isn't there for Team Tardi.
And of course, there are 3 other round of 12 games going on right now, and you can actually watch 3 of the 4 of them. So over on sheet B, we've got Glenn Howard playing Karsten Sturmey. That game is available with no commentary and no audio, but we do have 2 static cameras on that sheet for you, so you can watch that if you just go to the Curling Live YouTube page. And then we also have the game beside them, Mike McEwen versus Suyuk Kim. That is being shown as well. That is our full commentary coverage from Mary Lou Richter and Craig Richter. Craig McLeod upstairs. They're calling that one, so you'll have that game to watch as well if you'd like. And then the only non-televised game we have out here is Jeremy Hardy versus Jonathan Buke. So do my best to keep you all updated, but you could also get a little triple box going if you wanted to watch all 3 of the games that we have on offer. Just head on over to the Curling Live YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and all of our live videos will pop up for you. So that will unfortunately jam, but it's 3 blues in the house right now for Tyler Tardi with hammer.
Nice shot there by Jason, but they were hoping that they would at least move that red stone a little bit farther back. But Team Matsumura has to be a little careful here, as you said, with 3 blues in the house and without hammer here in the first end. Looking for a board weight and a little roll if they can get it.
Yes! 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 3! 3!
Great brushing there to keep the line.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And nice shot there from Tetsuro Shimizu.
So red line first and third currently.
Good, I think good fresh here will work. Might be a little
Sterling
tricky.
Middleton looking for the, even the nose set is good here, but maybe the nose, maybe a little roll to the center, ever so slightly.
Whoa, lead, whoa.
Throwing normal here
Yep,
out in the
yep,
wings.
Yes! Yep, hard! Hard to it. Go. Hard to it. Whoa, whoa, roll it. Shooter, yep, 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 yep.
And nice shot from Sterling there. Avoids the jam. So you may hear Tyler Tardi use some differing weight calls. You heard them talking about fresh there, and so sometimes teams will use different weight calls just to differentiate from the other teams when they're out on the ice. And so Tyler Tardi, their normal they refer to as fresh. So if you hear them say fresh, that's what they're talking about. Their control weight they call mint,
Yes, yes, yes.
and board weight is pew. So keep your ears out for those. And
I'll
I'm always-
translate.
yeah, we'll try our best to translate. I don't think I'll be able to translate anything from the Japanese for you, but I can translate Tyler Tardi's weight calls, and that is a massive
Wow.
miss from Tetsuro Shimizu there. Not only missing the hit, but taking out their own shot stone. And so it is Tyler Tardi lying 3 with hammer.
What is this, eh? I think
My
so.
broadcast partner is choking beside me,
Gonna cover this side.
but we're okay. She's okay.
Stay like
She's okay, folks. Don't worry.
75% open.
You'll notice I made no attempt to help her whatsoever. I was
Yeah,
just
thanks for that, buddy.
completely focused on this curling game. That's how riveted I am. You're falling apart over there, and I'm like, well, Shimizu did just miss, so we got to talk about that.
Yeah, that's quick here.
Are you
thanks-
okay? You're
thanks
good?
for- yeah, thanks for the
Okay.
support, John. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
okay, no problem.
All right, I'm back, I think.
This is loads of ice.
Little wrong tube, that booster
Yeah.
juice there.
It did. It went down completely the wrong tube.
It's just I don't want to get out too wide. Like,
Happens
I
to
can
the
throw
best of
this
us.
out to it and we'll still not overthrow.
Still haven't learned to drink properly at my age, apparently. All right, so
Sterling Middleton looking to come around the center guard here, partner. Just already lying 3. There was a bit of a debate as to whether or not they wanted to do this because, of course, they're coming behind a Matsumura center guard.
Line's good.
But I think it's the right call. This looks like it's maybe dying on them a bit here.
Gotta go.
Got to make sure it's there. You never want to leave this short.
Gotta go.
and we talked about this many times before, John. When you get out into that 12-foot path, it is a little. It's quite a bit heavier, actually, about 10 feet heavier.
Okay.
So the door was open there for Sterling Middleton, and a bit of a mistake there. It is wide open, though. Like, that rock is in a good position, though, if you did have to run it, if they make a good hit and roll here.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those where it's not a critical miss, but if Sterling makes that shot, you're looking really good for 2 at minimum, possibly 3. So now with a really good shot from Yuta, this could turn things around. So it's our first look here at Yuta Matsumura, his first without hammer. Tyler Tardi laying 3.
Just realized we have the battle of the lefties at skip.
Absolutely, yeah, I don't see that too often. Tyler can finally get a read off his opposition.
So lots of weight here by Yuta. Trying to get the hit and...
Oh, I guess he was just going for the
going
double.
Okay. He indicated the hit and roll behind.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So I guess maybe change their mind, just sort of trying to limit the damage here. But the only thing there is where they've rolled to, they're not shot, Melissa. So Tyler will have the opportunity to come around, and Yuta will likely hit the open one, and then Tyler will get his 2 that way.
Top 4. How are we looking for speed? Like compared to LSD. So if I give you the same weight, that's good for top 4? Okay.
Great communication there. Tyler with the front end, just double checking what the draw weight path is here. As John mentioned, they each threw one up and one back in the pregame practice.
Top button, guys. Didn't hit it.
So looking for the same weight by the sounds of it.
Close the line, yep. Get it there, boys. Line's good.
Again, got to make sure you're there.
Switch if you can, guys.
And it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty darn good. Looking for top 4, top button. Nice shot by Tyler Tardi. Great judge there by Jason and Jordan.
Yeah, very well managed.
So Matsumura can just hit the open one, of course, and pretty much concede the 2 points to Tyler Tardi. You can't see any of that blue stone just thrown by Tyler. The other option, of course, is to freeze, which is what I actually think he's going to do. But if he ever hits and rolls off or ticks off this, John, he's giving up 3 here in the first end.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting call, especially given that he doubled on his first one.
Broom looks like it's in a position either to hit or draw, but I'm pretty sure they indicated the draw.
Well, we'll find out. That's a draw, so Yuta Matsumura facing 2 Tyler Tardi stones, looking to freeze to force to 1.
If you can ever corner freeze this, it just makes Tyler's draw for 2 that much more difficult. But again, the last thing you can do is tick off.
This looks light.
It does. I think it's on the guard.
It is, so a risky call, and it does not pay off for Team Matsumura.
If we're throwing this, mine move.
And this will be an open draw for 3 for Tyler Tardi. The dream start here.
It's either we're tapping it or we're nosing it.
I think we know it.
Fresh?
Yeah.
So you hate an inch more? That looks good. You like that? Yeah. Okay.
I think this is a good call for Tyler Tardi. They talked about throwing the draw. They just have to hit full 8 foot, pretty much the same weight he threw in his previous one. But it's a new path, a new side, so they've elected to just hit and stick, hit and roll in to lie 3 and get his 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Final stone. Tyler Tardi needs a hit and stick for 3.
Off. Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. Clean. You're good. Nice.
And that's a great way to start the party for Tyler Tardi. Put 3 on the board. They'll take a 3-0 lead into the second end. Yuta Matsumura will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com.
9-6.
Scott Henbury. I am the Vice President of Sales for Saskatchewan and Manitoba with Great Western Brewing Company. Yeah, our support of curling started a number of years ago, and we recognized that curling is a phenomenal sport that's very popular across all of Western Canada, in fact, across all of Canada. Our partnership with Team Flash is phenomenal. We love the support that you guys give us, and we certainly feel that we have a good partnership with you guys, and it's a reciprocal relationship, and we certainly wish you guys all the luck at the upcoming trials, and look forward to seeing you hopefully back here in Saskatoon.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic, live from Penticton, BC. Might be watching on curling.com, sportsnet.ca, or World Curling TV. Wherever you're watching, we welcome you. John Cullen alongside Melissa Saligo. And Melissa, it was all Tardi all the time in the first end. They put up 3.
Yeah, great end by Team Tardi, but it could have only been 2, actually. It was a kind of an interesting call by Yuta Matsumura on his last one. He could have hit the open one and forced Team Tardi just to take 2, but he decided that it was, he wanted to put the pressure on, and he wanted to try and freeze to the Tardi stone that was fully buried, and unfortunately hit at the guard, so it was an relatively easy 3 for Tyler to put on the board.
Yeah, certainly an interesting call from Matsumura, but I don't mind it. You try to get aggressive early and force your opponent to 1, but it is, of course, a risk, especially in the first end. Trying to figure out the draw path is never easy, so we'll see if they can get things back on track here. Of course, this event brought to you by Nufloors Penticton. You can see the logo right in the house right there. They're a platinum sponsor of this event, and a big part of the reason why we have such a huge purse here in Penticton, thanks to Brad and Annette Wood. And if you're looking for any flooring or carpeting needs, be sure to check them out at nufloorspenticton.ca. And this particular feature draw brought to you by 4 local businesses as well. They are brought to you, this particular draw brought to you by Kettle Valley Memorial, Brentview Developments, A&K Grimm Sausage, and Parker's Jeep. So we thank them too. Obviously, this community here in Penticton has really rallied around this event, and it's been a world-class one.
6-7, it's pretty close. Yeah, it's heavy.
So Jason's looking to try and get this half buried around the center guard, but I think he's going to be a little heavy. And they briefly talked about trying to hit that red stone that was in, but you can't really see any of it. Team Matsumura with the double corner guard. Looking for the hit and roll to the side.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Just missing the one at the back. So Jason Ginter should have a chance to hit and roll under here.
How will this move? Okay. Okay, I like that. Weight's good. Yep.
Jason throwing easy weight here.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, Jordan.
This allows the brushers to get involved more
Whoa.
with the shot. And it's got to be pretty close here. Looking for the hit and flop behind the center guard. That's a pretty great shot.
Nice shot there from Jason. So just looking around at the other sheets, it's team Glenn Howard out to a 1-0 lead over Karsten Sturmey. Mike McEwen up 1-0 on Suyuk Kim, and a big steal of 2 for Jonathan Buke in the first end. They lead Jeremy Hardy 2-0. As we said, the winners on all 4 of these sheets will go on to meet the 4 pool winners later on this evening. We'll have coverage of that for you at 7:30. So 4 teams from here will join Nicholas Adine, Colton Flash, Sebastian Robillard, and Matt Dunstone. On our feature sheet, we will be hosting the winner of the Hardy Buke game. The winner of that game will be facing Colton Flash. So will be the first time we've seen Colton Flash this event, and if Jeremy Hardy wins that game, it'll be the first time we've seen them too. So be excited for that. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight.
So a miss there from Yasumasa Tanita. He had pretty good weight. They were looking just to tap that blue stone back, but unfortunately did not curl enough. So that red stone now 3rd shot.
That was back 12. I think it's still 14.5.
This is about when the first end turned in Tardy's favor as well, and they really were able to start putting the pressure on Yuta and his team. So we'll see if they can do the same thing here.
You heard Sterling say about 14.5, trying to get this fully buried behind that center guard and put a ton of pressure on Team Matsumura. The sweepers are saying it's a little deep or a little heavy.
Line's good.
Starting to come down a bit now. This looks like it's going to be pretty close to where they wanted it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, very nice shot from Sterling Middleton. And again, that just goes to show how tricky it is to get the draw weight down this early in the game. Both of the sweepers thinking that was heavy, and it just ended up settling in exactly the right position.
I think they're playing the tap again, John, but they've elected to go to the other side. Now they're throwing the out-turn side.
We haven't seen this turn yet, so this could be a bit of a gamble here.
We saw 2 or 3 rocks on the other side, but this is the first one we've seen down this path. Line looks pretty darn good.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see how far he can tap it.
So he'll move it. It'll still remain second shot, I think, but probably not for long here. Tyler Tardi just looking for a hit and roll, but that's a nice shot from Shimizu. Creates maybe a bit of a pocket or some freeze options at least in the back of the 4.
So pretty good. Okay, I'll just throw Pew then.
So Sterling's second shot here, looking for about hack weight. Pretty much duplicate the shot that was just thrown by Shimizu.
Close. Whoa.
Like to roll in front of that other stone that's sitting in the back of the 4.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Gotta go hard.
And that just really finished at the end.
Yeah, they were
So
being pretty casual about that.
they were.
As it was approaching the hog line, and all of a sudden it just took off.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times this weekend for sure, Melissa, where if the weight's just a little bit down, sometimes it can snap, and we've said it before, but once it snaps, it's gone. It's hard to hold it. And so we see that there. This is an opportunity here now for Matsumura. A little bit surprised they're not hitting the shot stone, but in
Again,
any case, looking to put another one in here.
Another aggressive call here by Matsumura. Trying to get this one half buried top 4. The one thing he doesn't want to do here is leave this open for any double opportunity for Team Tardi. The line looks pretty good if they can get it by that one that's top 8.
Yes.
And that will come up short, although it is guarding the red rock there, so at least Tardi won't be able to get at it.
Landed in a pretty good position, just having to look at it there.
He might have a double. Our shooter might go like this a little bit. I think like ideally that's perfect. What else do you see? Yep. Either that or I think that's the shot. Yep.
So they're playing a draw here, Melissa?
They're playing the tap.
The tap, okay.
Yeah, the tap on the one that's just on the center line, top 8.
Tap it, top 4.
You just heard Tyler there say tap at top 4.
How's that look? I thought lots. Like 2 line.
They don't want to tap this too far, actually, John, because there is the potential use of that blue stone on the side, the right-hand side as we see it. So ideally, just tap this maybe about a foot or 2.
So first stone here for Tyler Tardi in the second end.
Okay, T-line, guys. Back 8. Close. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard line.
Line looks good. Does it have enough weight, though?
Hard.
Coming across this center line might die. And that is just not quite enough. So perfect line, but can't find the weight. And now if Matsumura could sink this red one, Tyler's going to be in tough to prevent a multiple score here.
There's a good look at it. Yuta Matsumura just wants to hit and flip behind all of those rocks on just the left-hand side of center. And if he makes a perfect one, he'll be line 2, and I'm not sure there will be much of a chance for Tyler to get it out. Seen the draws finish hard here if you let up on the sweeping.
Will they be able to hold it? They
Great
will.
shot.
And stops just in time. And so it's Matsumura sitting 2 with the hammer, and Tyler Tardi might be forced to run something into the pile here. They're just debating if it's 2 or not. From our angle, it looks like it is, but yeah, Tyler indicating the same. I don't know what they really have here, Melissa. They could kind of draw for their lives here, or maybe they play a run back.
They could try and freeze, but the way it bends there, it'll be really hard to navigate past that one that's biting
We're
top
gonna push
4.
this one over a bit. They can probably tap it in or something. Yeah. Or we'll just open it up for them to come here.
It's still the shot. Like, we're never getting here.
I don't think, yeah, not with that guard. I don't think, like you say we hit it half a rock, I don't think we ever touch this one. I think we have to get pretty close to nose again.
Yeah, 7/8 just to move it like 2 inches, right?
Well, like ideally, we'd want to get a cross nose a bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We know it's going to hoop in there.
I'll just give you like 4 more feet. 4 more feet.
So they're just sort of looking, I guess, Melissa, at a double tap here.
They are, and the one that's sitting top 12, the one that he's going to hit first, you can actually see less of it than you could a minute ago. So now he's going to throw just a little, I think he said about 4 extra feet.
Yeah, 4 more feet is what I'm looking
So if he can hit what he can see of that top blue stone, it will hit off the red, but the goal there is to spin it onto their blue that's sitting third shot and try and push that back into, they may not get shot out of it, but they may get second shot. It looks like it's a straightforward freeze to the one that's sitting back button, but it really isn't the way it curls there. It's a difficult shot. So this, by Tyler standards, looks a little bit easier. Hard to believe it is, but it is.
Yeah, so we'll see if he can find the magic here, looking for a double tap.
It's got a lot of curling to do.
Yeah, a little wider path than his first one, just with that little bit extra weight. And I think this one will just be sailing on by.
Yeah, that's a lot more than 4 extra feet.
Yes, exactly. His first one, he came just a little short, and that one he really gave some extra too, and so a chance for Matsumura to get all 3 back here.
Tyler was pretty certain that Matsumura was second shot. If that's the case, they could
just draw. But it seems like maybe Matsumura is a little less convinced. I guess if it's close, I mean, this isn't that difficult of a shot, right, Melissa?
No, that's
so I guess
very
if it's close, and there's not really a way that you can really screw yourself here. So that's always the thing you're looking for when you're already lying 1, maybe 2. You just think, okay, well, there's no way we can really mess ourselves up here, and I don't think there is. So I don't mind the call, and like we said, the draw is not easy. So
half a rock probably will do it. Just jam it right on that blue stone and pick up 3.
Yep. Final stone, Yuta Matsumura, looking to get all 3 points back.
Green. Green. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yes. Yep.
This looks pretty darn good.
And he will make no mistake, so put 3 right back on the board. We're knotted at tray here after 2. Tyler Tardi will have the hammer when we come back for the third end. You're watching the Nufloors Penticton Classic live on curling.com.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com, sportsnet.ca, and World Curling TV. John Cullen alongside Melissa Saligo as we are covering this round of 12 game between Yuta Matsumura and Tyler Tardi. And as you can see from the scoreboard, it's been a lot of action so far. And Melissa, that was a bit of a strange second end. It actually looked like Tardi was in control for most of it, and then Matsumura ends up with 3.
I agree, John. You know, and there was a couple of, you know, maybe questionable calls by Matsumura, but he was very aggressive in what he was calling, and he seemed to have a plan. And you can even see by this end, he's thrown up 2 center guards as well. So he's got an idea in his head that he needs to be a little bit more aggressive against this young team Tardi, and that's what he's doing, and it paid off for him in the second end.
Yeah, absolutely. We just saw a couple just narrow misses from Tyler Tardi, or certainly on his first one, just barely missing, and then with his second coming a little bit heavy and sort of giving the opportunity there to Matsumura to get 3. But yeah, exactly what you said. I think Matsumura's had an idea that he wants to be a little bit more aggressive. And, you know, as a spectator, a commentator of the game, I certainly don't mind it. It's definitely fun to watch. And these are also 2 teams that aren't afraid to bang rocks around too. So I think that's probably also part of the aggression, is both teams feel fairly confident in their ability to move granite around the house. So we'll see what happens. But this is
Oops.
Yeah, that's not great. Not really any other way to put that. That's Yasumasa Tanida just coming wide and heavy, and now it's Tyler Tardi laying 2 completely buried with hammer and throwing. So might be a bit of a long way back here for the Japanese squad.
I'd say that's probably minimum.
So Jason Ginter completely changing, drawing around that center guard by any means, and now going around the corner guard, trying to get the play back away from the center. They're obviously in good position right now. Still early in the end.
Hard line. Whoa, Jordan. Jordan. Hard, Jordan. Hard.
Plan B.
Yeah, they noticed that Jason Ginter a little hot there, so nice call from Tyler to just get a little rub on that corner guard and manage to get that into play.
Both seconds maybe just struggling a little bit here.
Well, Melissa, we've talked about that inside-out path, and it's both tricky it's both tricky at the start of the game when it's not keened up, but then it's also tricky once it does keen up, because we've seen it really only takes 1 or 2 rocks down that path before it gets fully keen. And then we see when it, once it does get that 1 or 2 rocks down there, it's so much keener. And so I think that's just sort of what Jason Ginter ran into there, where he thought, okay, well, maybe this is still sort of first end. We haven't really seen a rock down this path, but that just, that really traveled on him. But they're still lying 3s, so fairly positive. And now another aggressive call here, getting, instead of trying to maybe get out of trouble and get the center guards off the lines, Matsumura asking Tanida to draw in.
Yeah, this is, again, a very aggressive call. You're asking for a pretty precision shot here by Tanida. If he gets by that guard, I think it just maybe touched the back half of that rock.
Yeah, it
Wow.
It got by, I think. I don't think it touched anything, but that's the sort of problem here. I mean, I guess they pushed that blue sort of out into the open, but this just rolls right into the open for Tardi, so might have a chance to get inside this and lie 4.
It wasn't hacked, but it was heavy, yeah.
Or nose
like
it and
it. I
lie
think this
4.
is-
Either way is good. So we get a
Good
look
weights.
at Jason
Back
Ginter
eight,
here,
weight's good. Clean, clean, clean.
formerly of the University of Alberta Golden Bears, playing with Karsten Sturmey, and
Hard.
now
Gotta go.
making his way to BC to play with Tyler Tardi, and this rock is curling a mile.
I think it's a little lighter than they were expecting him to throw.
Yeah, he was trying to throw a hack there, and that was a little closer to back line. So again, this ice has
Wow.
been very weight sensitive all week, and that it's not the result you're looking for there, that's for sure. So this will give Matsumura a chance now.
I'm not really sure what happened there. That was a draw weight at best there, John. So I'm just not sure what Jason was thinking when he was throwing that one. But great opportunity here now for Matsumura to get out of a little bit of trouble.
Green. Yes. 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 Green.
Again, trying to sweep this. Just both teams getting fooled a little bit, I think, by the amount of curl right now. That's a good shot.
So we're going to try a little double here.
No, sorry. I
Using-
think I need more ice then.
Using their middle stone as the buffer here. So trying to hit the red on the right into the blue in the middle onto the red at the back, and you lose both reds.
I think that like this should move, right? Okay. I think we can hit this a hair high and still get through the hole.
Okay, never mind. I think they're just nosing.
I think they're nosing.
It looked like Tyler had indicated that they were doing this
He
sort
did.
of double there.
I think they're doing that on purpose.
I
to
think
us,
so
John.
too. I think
I
so
really
too.
feel like
This
they are.
is a little bit disgraceful to us commentators, to be fully honest, but
So nose are a little high.
Hard.
One. There we go.
it's a beautiful
So
shot from Sterling Middleton.
now that is actually a really good spot for Team Tardi right now, because Matsumura can't hit that one on the nose and try and double anything in the middle side, but you just saw him indicate they'll try and double the one that's top 8, back 12, and get a roll in behind.
Whoa. Shinka.
Trying to get this one to curl.
最後まで。Yes.
And it just won't quite curl enough, so Tyler Tardi with the chance to remove this Matsumura stone and lie 3.
Yeah, okay. That's good ice. Yeah, I think this should move again, right? Okay.
You can hear the continued conversations about the ice and the weight. Both teams not 100% convinced on what everything's doing out there right now, John. And I think as long as the conversations continue and just keep watching the path. So this is about hack weight for Sterling. Would love to hit and roll away from center and lie 3 that way.
Yeah, Jordan Tardi indicating it's a little bit heavy, and this is running pretty straight. Though they make contact, they will not. So again, we see that weight sensitivity coming into play. Just they're looking for hacks. Sterling throwing closer to board there, and it just never catches the curl.
I was wondering when those two out front were going to come into play here.
Yeah, it looks pretty wired.
I think if you hit this the right way, John, I'm wondering if you can actually double the other blue stone off the back. I think you can.
Yeah, it seemed like they were looking at that. It's probably one of those you're not super concerned about it, but if it makes it, then, you know, happy birthday.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
So huge opportunity here now for Yuta Matsumura double run. And if they could ever make the double on the blue ones, they'll be sitting 3 without hammer here in the third end. It's a big shot here.
Yep.
Couple misses there by Sterling Middleton has put Team Tardi in a bit of a pickle.
Yes.
This is really curling.
Yes.
Can
Oh,
they
wow.
hold it? And so that was an unfortunate miss there for Yuta Matsumura. I mean, that just really over curled, and now it's Tyler Tardi with an open hit to lie 3. I feel like we're just
Yeah, my head's
starting to
getting
get
sore.
dizzy
Yeah.
here. We're back and forth
Like we
every end here.
Well, what's he doing? What's he doing if we do this?
Yeah.
Right, like this, it gives him the off chance.
I just hate to nose it, right? That's the worst case.
I know, yeah. I mean, like we have to roll 2 feet either way.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. I just think.
We have room because it can go here, right?
Yeah.
Here we only have like here to roll to.
Whatever you like. Yeah, I just think like this one, he might get off the hook if we
Yeah.
line it up.
Okay.
That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah. I just don't know where it is to roll wide here.
Looks good, yeah.
Again, a lot of conversation,
I
John,
don't
simply
mind rolling
about
under either. It's just I think we
the
have more
concern
options.
of where to put the broom, what kind of weight to throw in that spot. Ideally, they'd like to hit and roll away from center line and lie 3 that way. If it does over curl, they can actually roll cross house and still lie 3rd.
That's a lot.
They will leave that short run for Yuta Matsumura, but
How's that look?
the key here right now is to see if they can get rid of this one, and there's been some struggles down the line thus far on hitting and sticking and not over curling, and Sterling missing wide, so not sure what's going on out there right now.
You like a little less? I wouldn't mind a little less. Little less. Correct, yeah.
So we'll see if they get the ice right here. Tyler Tardi, his first in the third, looking for an open hit to lie 3.
Close. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Jason Ginter on it right away.
Hard. Hard.
Trying to stay out there. They don't want to roll towards the center and set up any potential for a triple.
Any roll. Yep.
That's a pretty darn good shot.
That's exactly where they wanted it. So nice throw.
So Yuta Matsumura looking for the short run, would love to double off the 2 blue ones. But even if he hits us right on the nose and leaves the rock he's raising right there as well, it'll force Tyler to have to make a difficult shot in his last.
Yeah, the stick is the key here for sure. Final stone, Yuta Matsumura without the hammer, facing 3.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Lots of weight here. He's close, I think.
Whoa.
And he will stick it at the back, and so Tyler Tardi is going to have a chance to get 3 back. We're either watching the opening of a basketball game or a very poorly played football game here, but it could be a 6-3 score if Tyler Tardi were to make this one.
How is that weight?
The good news for Tyler is he just threw this path on his previous one, or very close to. Does have a lot of room to roll if he needs. But from what we've seen thus far, it's not a gimme.
No, that's for sure. So final stone, Tyler Tardi looking to put another 3 on the board.
Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Clean. Hard. Yep. Clean. Just clean it. Just clean it. You're good. Good.
And he will make no mistake. So feels like we're at the county fair here. A lot of threes on the board, a lot of 3 legs in this race, but it is Tyler Tardi once again taking the lead 6-3. Yuta Matsumura will have the hammer when we come back playing 4. You're watching the Nufloors Penticton Classic live on curling.com.
Troy Slater, Greenbrier Golf and Country Club and Greenbrier Estates and DNS Homes. Well, currently we have 143 lots in Phase 1 and Phase 2, which have been underway for a while now. And as you can see around Greenbrier, it's a great developed area just on the outskirts of Saskatoon. And now we've just started Phase 3, and we have another 54 lots available for sale now.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Credit Union. A true partner, sweeping you to financial victory. Keeping your dollars where they belong.
Hi, I'm Troy Slater, Greenbrier Golf and Country Club and Greenbrier Estates and DNS Homes. Well, currently we have 143 lots in Phase 1 and Phase 2, which have been underway for a while now. And as you can see around Greenbrier, it's a great developed area just on the outskirts of Saskatoon. And now we've just started Phase 3, and we have another 54 lots available for sale now.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic. A good look there at Tyler Tardi, who just has managed to score the 3rd 3 of this game. So they lead Yuta Matsumura 6-3. John Cullen alongside Melissa Saligo, and just a lot going on here, Melissa.
There is a lot going on. I would have to agree. There's been, some great shots and some not so great shots. 2 good ones there by Jordan Tardi to get this end started. And we saw Tyler actually out there helping sweep a little. And, I was kind of listening on Tyler, just having a conversation with his brother. And, just a lot of overcurls, a lot of undercurls, but it's also what I'm hearing is how you're throwing the stone. And, if you're making an adjustment in the hack and you're making an adjustment, holding the broom, that's not going to get you anywhere either. So just trying to make sure that you're throwing the same way and let your 2 skips make the changes in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen teams on this sheet D in particular all weekend long talk a lot about release and weight. And you kind of, obviously in curling, you got to get both of those right, but it's even more exaggerated in these conditions. So certainly it's things that teams talk about, and it's important they get right. And looking at the other sheets around us, of course, this is the round of 12. So the 4 winners from these 4 games will go on to join the 4 teams already in the quarterfinals. Team Howard currently up 2-0 on Team Sturmey. They blanked the 3rd end, so Karsten Sturmey has the hammer. They're playing 4. Mike McEwen could only manage a pair of singles thus far, so he is he's tied rather with Suyuk Kim, 2-2. Kim has the hammer there in the 4th. And over on sheet E, right in front of us, It was a 4-ball of knowledge. Tanner Horgan making an extremely good skinny double through a port with his last in the third end to put 4 on the board for Team Buke. And so that is Team Buke up 6-1 over Jeremy Hardy. And of course, the winner of that game will be playing Colton Flash tonight in the quarterfinals, and that will be the feature game for us here on curling.com. That goes at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll look forward to having the call of that for you then. And that was a pretty nice little jiggle and roll.
They were trying to you could just see the guard by Jason Ginter overcurled by an inch. So just enough that they could play, Team Matsumura could play this shot. They're trying to hit a little bit more, obviously, and roll a little higher. But now the key there is that they kept their shooter in the ring. So Tyler just having a look here to see how to make this double peel, get rid of these corner guards. The center's pretty well set up for him right now.
So we get a look here at Jason Ginter and Team Tardi. They have some sponsors they'd like to thank. Of course, none of this is possible without the great sponsors in our sport. And their team season is brought to you by MVP Oilfield Services, EPSCAN, Rogers Trucking, KLC Creative, Big League Utilities, S&S Turbine Services, Fort St. John Lynx Golf Club, and the presenting sponsor of this event, also a sponsor of Team Tardi, Nufloors, Penticton. Their clothing partners are Dynasty and Lululemon, and their equipment sponsor is Hardline.
So Jason missing the double peel and actually hit his own one on the center line there. So, and has moved the guard over now. It's exposing those 2 blue stones. So a bit of an opportunity here now for Matsumura to come to the nose and try and move those blue ones out of the way. Just enough to tap them back. Don't really need to remove them from play.
Shimizu really leaning on this one.
Yeah, and this one's curling
Yeah, gotta get that by.
Wow.
And they won't, so. As you said earlier, Melissa, it's been a game of makes and misses. It feels like we've been up and down here, but it's once again Tyler Tardi having control of an end here. He hits this, he'll be lying 3 without hammer.
Yeah, okay, I think that's
And all those rocks really not in a great place for Matsumura to do anything with. Even that corner guard is quite far over. Not much you can do with those blue stones that are in top 8.
Yep.
So we'll see what Sterling Middleton does here.
Hard.
gotta go.
Hard.
I don't think they really wanted to stay right there.
No, I don't think so either. That's, you could hear Sterling say, gotta go. It's overcurled a little bit. They were looking to get a roll inside there. Sterling's hair looking on point as usual. That's the one thing he always has going for him. Doesn't matter if you don't make the shot you want, your hair looks good. I interviewed Sterling actually for Curling Canada after Tyler Tardi had won the World Juniors for the second time for my feature Magical Question Fun Time, and he told me that his pre-game prep on his hair is 30 minutes. So
oh my God.
I don't know if that's approved by the coach or how they work that into the schedule, but maybe it's less these days. That interview was about 3 years ago, but judging by his hair, I'm going to say it might even be longer now.
So. We got a nod going on by Coach Paul Tardi, so I think you're right, John.
I think I might be right, yeah. Well, and it's funny, you know, especially when you play in juniors, as this shot looks like it's maybe coming up light here. Oh, no, never mind. The sweepers backed off there for a second. I was like, oh, we got to get this by, though, and they will. So nice shot from
really
Shimizu.
Nice shot.
Very good from Tetsuro Shimizu. Again, that's the Matsumura being very aggressive there with that call. But especially when you play juniors, you know, one of the things you're a coach, obviously, you work on at that level is really budgeting your time, too, learning how to prepare for every game so that you're in the right spot. And must be exhausting for Sterling every single year to justify the 30 minutes he needs for his hair before the game. But well,
I've traveled a little bit with those guys. I went to 2 of their world championships, and yes, it It does have to go in the schedule. It's very important.
Hey, you look good, you play good. I've always said it.
I saw you at hair and makeup before this.
Well, I'm a commentator, you know. We gotta make sure we're looking good for the people who can't see us. So that jams, but it does get out of the rings, and so not too bad of a shot there from Sterling. Obviously, he would have loved to stick that around, but the important thing was to get that red one out of there.
It does leave a corner guard now, an option for Matsumura to get a red stone around that blue corner. The only downside, of course, is that it's not your rock, your color that you're drawing around. Matsumura working hard here, trying to get 2 back.
Yes. Line's good. Line's good. Yes.
Again, you can just see this one curling a ton, and it's going to come up a bit light as well. So, bit of a mistake there by
We have to guard this rock, right?
Shimizu.
Yeah, it's sort of been the story of the game so far for Matsumura. Even though they did get that 3 in the second, it was somewhat gifted to them by a few misses from the Tardi team, and they just haven't really been as sharp as we're used to seeing them. And like we said, certainly the game earlier this week against John Buke that we covered a couple days ago, they were just absolutely phenomenal. So,
Or would you rather go tight then?
maybe just having one of those days. They got blown out this morning and
Like that?
on the wrong side of the inch so far this afternoon, so hopefully they'll get it back on track.
Yeah. Like just across center looks good.
I was here for LSD.
Yep. Yeah, that's good ice. I like it.
What's that?
So Tyler's looking to throw a tight guard here. They want to actually protect
Tight guard.
the one on the left-hand side there. So just crossing center by the sounds of it.
Okay. 15 to T line.
You heard him say 15 to T-line, so that's hog to hog, 15 seconds. So probably throwing about a 15 and a half here for the sweepers.
Line's good.
Looks hot.
Looking for pretty much a rock's width across center.
It's gonna be Jordan. It's gonna be Jordan. No, you're okay on mine.
You can go ahead, Jordan.
Yep, little bit. Hard. You're good.
Good there, guys. Nice shot.
Great shot.
Great shot from Tyler Tardi, and
That's an absolute perfect spot.
I was going to say no easy path in here for Yuta Matsumura. And they seem allergic to cleaning things up here, Melissa. It'd be interesting to see if they try to throw the run back or get really aggressive with a draw here.
I mean, the same draw path is still there between those two rocks to get to the side 4, but I'm not sure they can hang in there for shot rock if they do that now. I think Matsumura can also look at the potential of maybe trying to get out of here with a blank potentially and maybe start again the next end. Depends what he decides to do here though. If they ran the blue one in, they would be looking at the blank. I don't think he can make the double on the 2 in the rings right now. Maybe you can just see all of that one. That's top 8. So decision made here, John. They're trying to run the blue one just thrown by Tyler Tardi into the 2 in the rings and maybe try and get everything going here. If you hit this top one thin enough too, he indicated that his shooter will roll over towards the red one on the left-hand side, and you never know, maybe spin into the rings. This one's curling as well.
That curled a mile.
Wow.
So Matsumura just a little tight on that one, and Tyler Tardi lying 2 without hammer and only 1 rock to come.
Maybe? That looks pretty nice at first. Or, I mean, like, if we're not in the 8-foot, he's nosing that for shots. I don't think that's very good.
It's hard to make that really good. You could just come here.
Yeah, just make him draw against another.
Yeah.
That's probably easier than that.
I don't hate that. Like, even if we're short, like, that's pretty good.
I mean, like, the reason I like this is because we've thrown it so much.
Yeah.
You like that?
Don't mind it.
Even if we bump it a foot only, it shrinks the scoring area a bit.
What's this do? You could probably come off and get all 3, eh?
Yeah, I think we want to be a little tighter.
Like here?
Yeah. Whatever you like.
I think so. I think I like that.
Just half in the 8? Yeah. Okay. I think splitting center even's pretty good.
Yeah.
So it seems they've elected to guard here, Melissa.
They're actually bringing it into the rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they talked about splitting the center line and half in the 8 as well.
And also you can't nose that double for shot.
And that's exactly right. He wants to bring it in far enough that if Matsumura plays the double on the right-hand side there on those 2, that he can't be shot rock. So that's about as deep as they want to bring it, is full 8. Right on center. This is a sweeper shot here.
Just half in the 8. Line's good. Line's a hair tight. Where's the weight?
Curling a bit.
Just half in the 8-foot, guys. Right here. Whoa.
Yeah, a couple inches into the 8 should do it.
Okay.
Nice shot, but over curled a little bit and probably left the triple.
I think so.
They wanted that just splitting the center line, so now you've got to think Matsumura has an opportunity to get all 3 of them going.
Weight was really good, just as you said, John, just over curled maybe by 2-3 inches.
Yeah, weight was perfect. Exactly what they wanted. So final stone here for Yuta Matsumura, looking for the triple.
Yes! 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 Yes!
And he will not get it. So Tyler Tardi with a steal of 1. They'll take a 7-3 lead into the 5th end, but Matsumura will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com, sportsnet.ca, and World Curling TV. John Cullen alongside Melissa Saligo as we head into the second half of this game. And I think fair to say now, Melissa, that it's just been mistakes for Yuta Matsumura that's really telling the story of the scoreboard so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And, you know, even if you go back as far as the second end, there was a couple of mistakes by both sides, but a late mistake by Tyler Tardi put the 3 on the board for Matsumura, but they have been struggling a little bit. They've been maybe over curling, under curling. You know, both teams are kind of doing that, but it's definitely more of a dominant presence by Team Tardi so far this game.
So they do have a 4-point lead here, playing the 5th end. Of course, this tournament and coverage brought to you by Nufloors Penticton. For all your flooring and carpeting needs, check out nufloorspenticton.ca. This particular feature game is brought to you by Kettle Valley Memorial, Brentview Developments, A&K Grimm Sausage, and Parker's Jeep. We thank all of them for their support, and all the local businesses for their support as well. That's what I was going to say, and then I got caught in between saying the two things, and my tongue got caught in my mouth. We are halfway between Tyler Tardi and Yuta Matsumura, and halfway on all of our other sheets happening right now. This is the round of 12, so 4 games happening right now, with the winners looking to meet the 4 teams waiting for them in the quarterfinals. So over on sheet B, Karsten Sturmey was able to pull 2 back against Glenn Howard, so they're tied at 2. Howard has the hammer. They're in the 5th. Mike McEwen had got a little lucky. Suyuk Kim had a chance for 3, very tough double for 3, but he tried it and missed it. So McEwen was a thief in the 4th end. So they're up 3-2 on Suyuk Kim. Kim with the hammer. They're playing 5 as well. And over on sheet E, Jeremy Hardy was able to claw 2 back against John Buke, but it's still a 6-3 lead for Team Buke, and they have the hammer. And also playing 5.
So one of the things we've noted, John, we obviously watched Matsumura play earlier in the weekend. They played outstanding, but their strategy is a little bit different this game. They've been playing very, very aggressive, trying to call a lot of offensive shots, which is great, but you have to come through and you have to make the shots.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I remember right, to their earlier game when they were playing Buke, I feel like we were actually praising them for kind of playing simply and being able to make a lot of simple shots. And so maybe it was a team discussion that they're playing Tyler Tardi. They wanted to maybe play a little bit more aggressive, or maybe they're just feeling like they have a good handle on the ice, and so they want to be able to make the tougher shots. But yeah, certainly the strategy they're playing this afternoon is a tricky one. And as you say, it's just that lack of execution that's been letting them down thus far. And we see it once again here. Tyler Tardi set up really well. This is a nice shot here from Tanita, although it goes a little far, so it is Tardi sitting two.
Not only did it go far, but it actually completely came out the other side. But what's important here for Tyler Tardi is we've got 2 corner guards for Matsumura, and they want to actually remove those. That's more of a factor than the one in the rings.
And the winner of this game will go on to face Nicholas Adine tonight at 7:30. So the first-ranked team from Sweden, they went a perfect 5-0 in the round robin and really played a fantastic game against Kevin Cooey on our feature sheet yesterday. They'll be awaiting the winner of this. They'll enjoy their most of the day off. They played this morning, did Team Adine at 8:30, so getting a nice little break and getting to enjoy the sunshine here in Penticton, British Columbia. Just a beautiful day here. And that was a little bit of a mistake from Jason Ginter as they poke that Matsumura rock into the house, and now all of a sudden they're lying 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, a bit of an opening here for Matsumura. So Tanita being asked to throw the intern come around, and if he can ever get it buried behind that blue stone that's out front, it'll probably take 1 or 2 shots to actually get it out. So just talking about draw weight. Seems to be a common conversation. What's the weight here in this particular spot for draws? Or not this spot, but this sheet?
Yeah, the sheet, but actually this spot too. This is this has been a tricky one on this side of the sheet, both for hits and for draws. This is where we saw Sterling Middleton completely flash a hit.
You can see how far out they have to go. And once it starts to break, as we mentioned before, it's going to start curling a ton, and the weight comes off so quickly. So we're really trying to drag this as far as they can. Really great sweeping.
Phenomenal sweep from Abe and Shimizu, and that will be the shot stone for Team Matsumura.
Probably, yeah. Think so, eh? Yep. Hack. How's that ice? Okay, I like it. Okay.
So difficult shot here for Sterling Middleton. Throwing about hack weight, has to navigate a port, try and access that stone that was just thrown by Team Matsumura.
Whoa, off, Jordan. Whoa, close. Whoa, Jake, Jordan. Hard. Hard to it. Hard to it. Keep going. Go.
Wow,
That
what a
was
shot.
Unbelievable. I think maybe Harry Potter cast a spell that looked like it apparated through that guard. That was crazy. It was weird too, because again, it didn't seem like too panicky of a call. And then all of a sudden it just started breaking, and great sweep there from Jordan Tardi to keep it straight. So Matsumura needing to clean up the front a little bit here.
I actually think he's
he's
playing the same shot. He's playing the tap or the hack weight hit.
Yeah, sorry.
That Tardi just threw.
I should have known. They haven't tried to clear the front in any of these 5
That's
ends.
right.
I should have known better.
Yes!
And that will go right through the hole. And so once again, this aggressive strategy perhaps not paying off. As you can see, it's all blue all the time in front of that house. And Matsumura's got to be sitting there thinking to himself, boy, how am I gonna get points here?
think Tyler thought about drawing originally, but I'm not sure he really needs to. You know, scoreboard says hit opposition stones.
Would you ever guard here, Melissa?
The only thing I don't like about the guard is that you're guarding stones that are really just in the 8 foot. That it's not what we'd normally see. I kind of like the hit and roll, to be honest, and if you can push your other blue one into the 4 foot, that would be ideal.
It's good.
It's hard to feel comfortable about guarding rocks in the 8 foot, even though there's 3 of them. I like this call.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind the call either. I'm just throwing it out there.
I like it.
Food for
I
thought.
had that one flash that really ran here with the pew. I think mine will just run a little better.
Whoa.
Close.
Speed. Whoa. 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 Jordan. Jordan. All right, Jordan.
Again,
Trying to get this to curl.
Yeah, I was going to say Sterling Middleton again running straight on this path, but they managed to bring it over. Nice sweep from Jordan Tardi, and it is Team Tardi now lying 4, up 4 without hammer here in the 5th end.
That was a nice shot by Sterling.
Yeah, very good.
Team Matsumura in a whole bunch of trouble right now. Even trying to potentially double those 2 on the center line. They're worried it'll jam on their only redstone at the back. So just trying to figure out what to do here. They could play a tap and try and move things behind the tee line, but I'm not sure how much that'll give them. We're on 3rd, 2nd stone here. I don't think there's a lot of great options here, John. They can do the wide out turn draw, which obviously we've seen by both teams. It's not easy to draw on this ice. They can play the double off the 2, the highest 2 there, and maybe spin up. I don't think.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think there's any great option. I think they probably needed to clear the front before this. I mean, I know that Shimizu missed on his last one, but this is what happens when you let the opposition take control of the front of the house, especially when you have hammer.
They've got to move the one that's 8 foot center for sure. One way or the other, they have to move that rock, I think.
Yeah, no question.
So whether they double these 2,
getting in,
yeah. And if they can ever double and roll towards the one that's behind that corner guard, that might help.
So got to make some rocks move here. Do the Japanese team.
This one needs to curl.
It's a pretty good shot. Yeah.
Great shot.
Very nice shot there from Tetsuro Shimizu. And now Matsumura lying 2nd shot, although I think it just got open enough for Tyler Tardi to deal with it.
Yeah, we'd be 3rd.
There's a good look at it. You can see all of that red stone. I think you can nose it actually and be sitting 3.
Over curl it, like, that's not bad.
Yeah, we just gotta watch out for this is all.
Yeah, I'm thinking we ice it a little on the tight side with hack.
Tight? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I like that.
How's that look? Okay.
Thumbs up from Sterling, so hack weight.
Yeah, we can chisel that guard in if we're on the tight side. I think that's probably max. Little less. How's that look? Okay. Is speed okay here? Okay.
Tyler was just about to throw and then thought maybe he'll just check on the speed, so reset.
Still thinking less. Smidge less. Yeah.
I would say that's minimum ice for this shot, based on what we've seen. So ideally looking for a hack weight hit, nose hit. If it over curls, they talked about ticking that corner guard in and exposing that red stone.
Hard to it.
Hard, stay on it.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, you were bang on there, Melissa. That was certainly minimum ice there with hack. That never really had a chance. And so Matsumura now all of a sudden looking like they could wrest control of this end back from Team Tardi after Tardi's been in control basically the whole time.
Yuta Matsumura, I believe, throwing the double here, John, on would also he was looking to see if he has enough room behind that or to get by that guard as well, play the double and actually roll as well. If he does, it's going to put a lot of pressure back on Tyler Tardi.
Just like that. Phenomenal shot from Yuta Matsumura.
Shot.
And now all of a sudden he's lying too with hammer.
Yep.
And this is sort of the movie we saw before in the second end. It was Tyler Tardi all over Matsumura, and then a couple mistakes led to putting 3 on the board. And could be a similar situation here.
Don't roll far enough. He's got a shot for 3.
He's got a 3 if we throw normal and don't stick around. Or no. Nose is fine actually.
Would it be like? It's just.
Yeah, I like normal.
Kind of weight?
Normal.
Normal?
Yeah.
So I guess the key here, Melissa, they just have to make sure they stay around.
I think like a lot.
If you ever roll out here, then it's a shot for 3.
You think lots? Okay, I don't mind less.
Which is interesting that, you know, they're playing normal on this
Normal hit and roll.
shot. I guess that's the weight that they feel the most comfortable with. They haven't been throwing a lot of normal, so. But the key here, as you said, John, is as long as they hit and stick somewhere and prevent any possibility of a double.
Whoa. Jay, gotta go.
But I'm just not sure of the weight choice.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just a case that they got a little nervy on the hack weight on Tyler's first one, and so they bring the weight up and they roll a little too far out. We might see the 4th 3 in this game put on the board here. Matsumura making just a phenomenal double and roll on his first one, and this has set up a shot for 3. Just when you thought it looked like one team was taking control, Melissa, the other team comes and takes it right back.
Don't blink, John. Whatever you do, don't blink.
I mean, I will have to blink. I don't want my eyes to dry out, but during this shot, I will keep them open. Yuta Matsumura looking for a hit for 3. And eyes open for me and eyes open for Yuta Matsumura. Perfect shot there. He'll put 3 back up on the board, and just like that, it is 7-6. Tyler Tardi will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Well, you're getting a good look at the scoreboard there. It's a lot of numbers and a lot of high numbers here in this round of 12 game between Tyler Tardi and Yuta Matsumura. You're watching coverage of the Penticton Curling Classic live on curling.com, sportsnet.ca, and World Curling TV. And it looked like Tyler Tardi had taken control of the game up 7-3, but a couple misses from the skipper and a phenomenal shot from Yuta Matsumura on his first, setting up a 3-ball for Matsumura. And so now it is 7-6. Tardi with the hammer here, and Melissa, obviously not the result that Team Tardi was looking for, giving up 3 there. However, you just have to think for them, important to reset. I think if you told them before the game you're up 1 with hammer playing the 6th, you'd be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that beyond the frustrations that Tyler may be feeling right now, he would be very happy with that. Up 1 with hammer in 6 puts you in control. You still have your 2 hammers to 1, and 2 great shots there to start off by. Did you know his nickname is Tot?
Jordan Tardi's nickname is Tot?
Yeah, do you know why?
Because he looks like a giant baby?
No, because as Tyler the skip gets all the attention,
Yeah.
I named him Tot, the other Tardi.
Oh, so it's like an acronym.
It is.
The other Tardi.
The other Tardi, Tot.
So I'm not sure which of our interpretations of that nickname is more insulting, but I'll allow Jordan to decide after the game.
Well, I think his dad even called him Tater Tot.
Oh, that's good. I like tater
yeah,
tot.
Tater Tot's even
It's
better.
great snack. Yeah, Jordan just he's very youthful looking out there, so I thought maybe that was what you were going for. He's got that baby face, you know.
He does. Yes.
Unlike me, I have this guy's seen some stuff face.
I was going to say something, but I won't.
That's okay. You can if you want to.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I hate the double peel.
Yeah, like thick and roll both.
Play it this way. 7/8.
Throw well. Yep.
Yeah, it is interesting. You know, BC has actually 2 curling families where the older sibling plays front end and the younger sibling is the skip. I always felt like that would take a certain degree of maturity probably to handle, but I guess in the case of Tyler Tardi and Sarah Daniels, both pretty unbelievable players. So I think if you're related to them, you just go, okay, well, they're pretty darn good. I think I'm happy. I think I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Megan Daniels, a longtime front-end player for her younger sister, Sarah. The one thing I got to give Team Matsumura here, they have not really veered from their game plan. They've been trying to be offensive and aggressive this entire game with or without Hammer. And so another center guard going up here, even though Team Tardi line 2 with Hammer.
Yeah, we know that Team Matsumura, of course, preparing for their version of the Olympic trials. They're in the last chance qualifier to get a spot for their country. So they are officially Team Japan, but it's just whether or not the country of Japan will get a spot in the Olympics in Beijing. And so that qualifier is coming up in about a month, I believe, about 6 weeks from now in the Netherlands. We were talking with Coach Bob Ursel before their last game, and he said that's kind of where they're at on the schedule right now, sort of working everything around that. And so they'll be in Canada until the start of December, and then they'll head over to Switzerland for a 2-week training camp, get acclimated to the time zones and everything in Europe, and then they'll head to the Netherlands to play in that tournament. So obviously some pressure for Canadian curlers here at home, trying to become the team that gets to go to the Olympics for Canada. But certainly a different kind of pressure for Japan, just trying to get their country into the Olympics to start with. And of course, Tyler Tardi will be in the pre-trials coming up in a couple weeks. This is their last action before then. That's in Liverpool, Nova Scotia.
I believe Team Tardi, I think Paul was saying they leave a week tomorrow.
There you go.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. So they'll be looking to claim one of those 2 final spots in the Canadian Olympic trials, which are, of course, in Saskatoon in November. Lots of teams here in this field in Penticton, both already qualified for the trials and working their way towards the pre-trials. So it's been great to see those teams here this weekend. And speaking of those other teams, it is Team Howard. They'll be off to the pre-trials as well in a couple weeks against another pre-trials team, Karsten Sturmey. Glenn Howard leads that one 3-2. Sturmey with the hammer in the 6th. Beside them, a team that just qualified for the trials at the direct entry event in September is Mike McEwen. They had a big steal of 2 in the 5th. So they now lead Kim 5-2. And then in the sheet in front of us, it's John Buke, another pre-trials team versus another pre-trials team in Jeremy Hardy. And I believe it was Buke scoring 1 in the 6th. So Buke leads 7-3. Hardy with the hammer, and they'll be playing 7.
14 and a half, maybe. Should be pretty close.
It's a great shot there by Team Matsumura. You can just see the lineup there with the one out front. They actually just froze to their red stone, tapped the blue one back. Not a lot Team Tardi can do with those 2 red stones without jamming on the red or on their blue stones, pardon me. So I think they've elected to draw away from the center, try and bring the play away from center for at least a minute or 2. Lots going on in the middle.
I think so. I liked it a lot. Line's good. Curling early, guys. Line's real good. Got to get her back there.
Looking for T-line or better.
Okay, take a look.
Don't want to leave this above the T-line and give anything for a hit and roll for Team Matsumura, and that's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, just far enough, I think.
So this will allow Team Matsumura to play on their red stones. But I think for Team Tardi, they'd rather them do it.
Got reminded in the chat as well that Team Matsumura will be playing in the Pan Asian Championships in November in Kazakhstan. And I'm being told by one of the World Curling TV folks that it may be streamed on World Curling TV, so keep your eyes open for that, as well as the Olympic qualifying event that happens in December from the 5th to the 18th in the Netherlands. And so make sure you hit subscribe if you're watching on World Curling TV. You don't want to miss a minute of that high-pressure curling action.
So big shot here for Team Matsumura, throwing hack weight. But this one is reaching the center line very quickly here.
Yeah, this is all over the front.
All over the front, you're right. Wow.
I just felt like maybe that shot was a little too cute, Melissa. I sort of thought maybe you had to throw a little bit more weight and try and move some things around there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And
Yeah.
I mean, you had to move 4 rocks, so you probably needed more than hack anyways.
Is that any good?
I'm just a little worried nose in that, right? That's his only out.
Yeah, good point there by Tyler. The only thing you can't do is nose this red stone. That would give Team Matsumura the out.
Make it double, like all
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about him making a killer roll here.
Yeah, but if he doesn't, he's not looking good, right?
No.
Can we make the killer roll?
Well, you'd hate to roll here and then the end's over, right?
I don't know. I still think this is the shot.
I think you just ripped this one, don't you,
What else
Melissa?
do you see?
I would agree. You don't need to be cute with it at all in any way.
That's
Well, and you're
harder.
also up 1
throw
with
out's
hammer.
not
You don't need to score 4 here.
Yeah.
No, and Team Matsumura still
I just
has
don't
to
know
deal
if
with
I
those
love
2
this, 'cause
stones
that's lined up
that are in the
half
forefoot.
there, right?
Okay. Sure.
I think
So
we go far or out.
Fresh still. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
This is looking nice for us, right?
Yeah. Sure.
I absolutely
Fresh?
agree with
Yeah.
Tyler. Big hit and roll, and if you roll out, all good.
Here's perfect. How's that look?
It's probably close. I think it's tight. No, I like it. Like, we do want to roll far here. Okay, same weight as last end.
Whoa.
Close.
Jordan.
Close.
Jay. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Yes.
Hard. Yep. Whoa.
No
whoa.
roll.
Big roll. Big roll. Yep. 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 Hard. 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 Hard.
Whoa.
Nice shot.
And
Great
that's
shot.
Pretty darn good from Sterling Middleton. Exactly what they wanted.
They were being a little cute with it, but ended up absolutely perfect. I'm sure coach is not sweating back here at all. All right, for Team Matsumura, has some work to do. Tyler Tardi currently line 4.
まあここまでいく、まあ場所によっては、山はあるかね、まあありっちゃう、あの裏隠れればね、ちょっとでも、ただどっちにしても
Unfortunately for Team Matsumura, where that guard ended up because they had crashed on the other guard,
抑えられたら
it's taken away the ability to use
これやるなら10秒とか。
the 2 red drag
前からやるんだったら10秒とか。
unless you run it in, I guess. But
Yeah, this is not a happy house
No.
for Matsumura right now. And it's never great when it's your own stones doing the damage to you. So just correcting my own self. It's actually Yusuke Morozumi who's going to be at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships in Kazakhstan. It'll be, I guess they're doing that while Matsumura goes to play in the Olympic qualifying event. So that's all sorted now.
Good job.
とりあえず今だったら俺らここしか投げらんねえからね。投げるとしても。確率的な問題でさ、この当たった後に石の動きがさ、どこ？ここじゃない？ここに当たんないとこれ多分引っ張られちゃう。こっち側に当たんないと。そう考えたら9秒でもいいかもしれないと思うんだけど。
I'm really not sure what a good option here is other than to potentially run the red center line one in and try and move things around that way and potentially jam that second red stone onto the face of the blue one, at least out count them a little. I don't think there's any really good draws there at all.
あそこの角度がどう力が抜けるかだと思うんだよね。いや10秒でもいいよ。当てるしっかりもうほぼノーズで次につながる一投しかないから。
I think this is the only call they really have, John.
Yeah, and I think it's if they don't make it, there will be nothing left.
Yeah, only 2 red stones to come here and in a heap of trouble.
So they're running it back, I assume?
Yep.
Trying to get the blues moving as much as they can.
Won't be able to. I don't think the first blue one goes anywhere really. It may squirt out a little bit, but
yeah,
I think ideally, even if you can jam the red onto red onto red onto blue and leave the red one in front, it will be second shot if it stays right there.
Yes!
So big shot here.
Right on the nose should do it.
And that's pretty good.
It's, I think, the best he could do.
The only unfortunate thing here is it leaves this automatic double for Tardi to lie 4. Although they may not want that. Might leave a hit and roll for Matsumura. We'll see what Middleton and Tardi say.
Can we get it across the top? I think so.
Who shot with these two?
This one by a mile. Oh, between those ones, yeah.
I think so. I mean, we can
I think if you...
probably get it like this, hey?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's
I mean,
there.
I don't know what else we do, right? Like, we can't nose it.
No. I don't know.
Like, I think we want to try to just make it as thin as we can.
Yeah, I think so. Hey?
Like, we can make this
it's
with...
like almost off this.
Yeah, like, we can make it with a thin half.
With the out?
Whatever you like, yeah.
I swear the end's going to probably catch it a little steeper, yeah?
Whatever you like, yeah. You got room by the guard for the out turn?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know what this is going to do.
That's all I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, let's... Probably got to go to the end, eh?
Yeah.
I think so.
Trying to hit this one thin enough so it doesn't jam on that blue stone on the side.
Thin half is perfect.
It looks like it's jamming no matter what. I think it's just, can they hit it so that the red will still go out of the rings? I think.
And I actually thought Tyler's out turn might have been a better choice, but now looking at it, he's going to throw his in turn. But I think his in turn actually hits it flatter, so that might be the way to go here.
Well, we'll find out. First stone here for Tyler Tardi, and he's throwing a lot of weight on this one.
Well, that's a different way to get it.
Yeah. That's the benefit of being able to throw big weight. as he doesn't make it the way he wants to, but he does kind of make it the way he wants to, and now it's Tyler Tardi sitting 4 with the hammer. These teams just incapable of having a normal end. And we love it. It's been amazing to watch.
Yuta Matsumura looking potentially to draw here. I think that's the only way you can.
I mean, this is really what we call drawing for your life here.
Yeah.
As we said, the winner of this game will go on to face Nicholas Adine, the #1 seed after the round robin in tonight's game. And we will have more continuing coverage of the Penticton Curling Classic for you tonight as well. It will be the winner of the game between Jonathan Buke and Jeremy Hardy, which right now looks like it's going to be Jonathan Buke. They'll be facing off against Colton Flash. So we'll have that for you at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, that game's still going on. It is Buke with a 7-3 lead over Hardy. This just feels less like they're talking about their shot and more about confronting their own reality here. Sometimes you just feel like, well, we got to just keep talking about it, because the more we talk about it, the longer it takes before I actually have to try to throw this. Because this is not easy. This is Yuta Matsumura have to draw against 4, and if he misses, I think it's safe to say this is all she wrote.
All right, decision made here with the choice of turn. I think. Maybe not. Maybe. Here we go.
So Yuta Matsumura will have to draw around 4 stones and sit back button buried behind them all.
You have to think too, John, I don't think they actually want to bring this too far, because if you look at the line of the red onto blue, if they half bury this, even fully bury this, I think Tyler can hit that red one on the left-hand side, top 12 anywhere.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do in coming back into the back button, back 4, is line it up so if Tardi were to throw that, it would jam on the blue in the back 8. But we'll see. That's a future discussion. The discussion in the present is, can Matsumura get this in here for shot stone? Facing 4 Tyler Tardi counters without hammer.
Line looks really good if they can hold it. Great shot.
What a shot from Yuta Matsumura. Absolutely phenomenal draw. Had to have it, and he does. And they put it exactly where I said, Melissa. I think if Tyler were to play the run back there, it would jam right on that blue. So
it looks like a hack weight pick for Tyler Tardi. Once you get past that center guard, you know it's going to curl like crazy.
Yeah, this rock is over buried slightly. Tyler won't be able to see any of it from the hack, but as you say, Melissa, that guard high enough that you can certainly curl around it.
There's space, like it's not going to drag at all, right?
Sterling having another look at the a shot on the other side, red onto blue, onto blue, onto red.
Because like if we say we angle it this way, I don't think this drags, right?
That does not look like it goes. Unless you throw a bomb at it, but I think that's only for a 1.
Well, like is 1 better? Like this is pretty tricky, is all.
I think they know this.
It's just like this is
This
maybe
hack
a
turn
1,
pick.
This is maybe a steal.
They've
I guess
both
this
teams
is
have
maybe
thrown it
steal
a few
too.
times already.
Also maybe the game, right? 5's probably the game.
I just wanted to take another
I think
look.
you can
'Cause,
dig
like,
this out no problem, eh?
I think I have to agree.
Like that always looks like it jams here to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is
like
the
that
shot
ice?
for sure. I mean, I like Jason Ginter's point too. You don't even have to get it out of the house. I mean, even if you get it out of the 8-foot, you score 4.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think there's lots of ways for this shot to go right. I think it's certainly the call. And I do agree with Tyler. I think it's jamming at the back.
Where are you throwing? Just half. You like that ice, eh? Okay. Like that or hair less? That's really close. 3 feet?
So final stone here for Tyler Tardi in the 6th end. A board weight tap back 4-5.
Whoa! 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 Jay!
Whoa, Jay!
Saw Tyler at the end just
All right, Jay!
put it that one a little full. So Jason needs to work really hard.
Can Ginter get it there?
Hard, go!
Can he get it there? Will he move it far enough? He will move it, but not quite far enough, and so it's only a single point for Tyler Tardi. Bullet dodged, Matrix style by Yuta Matsumura. Put 1 up on the board for Tyler Tardi. It's 8-6. Matsumura will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching live coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Classic live on curling.com.
Air fair.
Northern Credit Union. A true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Northern Credit Union. A true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to continuing coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic. John Cullen alongside Melissa Saligo as we get a good look at Yuta Matsumura. He's missed a few this game, but he's had a tendency when the pressure is high to make the shot exactly right when he needs to. And in that last end, it was Tyler Tardi with a potential shot for 5, but Matsumura getting his draw buried just enough to prevent that from happening. And Melissa, this is, I'm getting tired. This has been a real back and forth affair. A lot of swings and some really great shots from both teams.
I feel like we're on an emotional roller coaster here.
We are.
Not too sure who's going to take it and not too sure what's going to happen. But yeah, as you said, Tyler Tardi did have a shot for 4 or 5, but that phenomenal shot by Yuta Matsumura pretty much made it as difficult as possible on Tyler, and he wasn't able to convert, so did manage to get 1 on the board. So still has a 2-point lead here. So continuing the same tactics that Matsumura has been playing this entire game. Corner guard goes up and ignoring the center area and draws around the corner guard. So trying to keep the play away from center as long as possible. But with that rock from, you can see one of the rocks from Jordan Tardi slipping behind the 4-foot. Jason Ginter needs to put this one above the tee line.
And so you have to think here, Melissa, for Tardi, again, we talked about this in the 6th end, kind of just keeping a cool head. You know, obviously you have that shot for 5. It's disappointing you don't make it because you feel like maybe if you make that, the game's over. Well, most certainly the game's over if you make it. But you still score with the hammer in the 6th end, which is what most teams are trying to do out here. So, you know, how do you try to, how do you stay level after something like that? What do you think Tardi will be doing here to try to do that?
Well, I think they have to realize that what their end objective here is. Obviously, if they force Matsumura to 1, or even if they get 2 here, they'll have hammer coming home. And that's all you can ask for, is having hammer coming home in a tie game. So just keeping calm and keeping level-headed and having the conversations that they continue to have. You've seen Tyler make a ton of shots, and it's just a matter of remaining in the game and focusing on what's ahead. Really good shot there by Jason Ginter. So now it forces Team Matsumura to have to make a little bit more of a difficult shot, playing the corner freeze.
Yeah, it's been a really a great game from both Jordan Tardi and Jason Ginter. You know, we often are coming back from commercial break. We're not seeing all the shots. So it's like you come back from commercial break, the screen pops up and you go, oh, Team Tardi's set up perfectly again. It's been a lot of great shots from the front end there that have allowed them to stay in control. I think that's why this game has been such an emotional roller coaster, because it feels like Tardi's been in control most of the time, but Matsumura himself just has made some phenomenal shots, both to generate points and to prevent Tardi from putting points on the board. It's been a very impressive performance from him.
Just there on its own.
Interesting situation here, obviously. For Team Tardi, they're sitting 1 right on that button, fully buried. They have the option of hitting that one that's back 8, and maybe the scoreboard would dictate doing that. But the other option, of course, is to try and get one, be a little bit more on the aggressive side. So kind of give Matsumura his medicine back by trying to be more aggressive without hammer here. If they could ever get this one fully buried, it would force Matsumura to have to maybe start focusing on trying to clear up the middle area, because he definitely wants to have to score here. Or maintain hammer, I guess, but there's lots of rocks in the house right now, so I don't see a blank alive at the moment. Great brushing there by Sterling and Jordan.
So Tardi once again lying a couple without hammer.
Tanita trying just to throw softer weight here. He's not trying to peel this guard out and roll his shooter out. He's trying to move that stone, peel it out, but roll his shooter to the corner. They've got one sitting in the back of the 12-foot there behind the corner guard.
And that is a beauty. Fantastic shot by Yasumasa Tanida. And now all of a sudden we've got 7 rocks in the house here. Both of them sharing either side of the rings. We got blues on the right, reds on the left.
Yeah?
And that is usually where we find the reds throughout history, on the left.
Throwing a guard. Yeah.
Little communism joke for you.
Not sure anyone got it.
That's why I explained it.
I still like leaving all these reds around.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Tyler here, Melissa. You know, it's tempting to put the corner guard back up, but you're also up, or sorry, center guard rather, but you're also up 2, and there's a lot of reds in the house, you know, so I like Tyler's thinking here. You just don't want to leave these guys hanging around.
No, definitely not. So if Sterling can run this corner guard and at least remove one of the red stones that are in the rings.
Whoa. Yep, straight, yep.
Or not.
Fine.
This looks almost like a practice drill, Melissa. This is like where you'd put
Like
the
crazy 8s.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly the drill I was thinking of. You got 7 of 8 rocks in the house, and they're all kind of lined up.
なんかうまいこと減らせそうじゃない？左に寄せてね、なんか赤かわして抜けそうな雰囲気に見えるんだけど。
And we have our first final out here in the round of 12. In the 7th end, I should say, Kyler Kleibrink made a phenomenal cross-house double for 2, but it wasn't enough. Jonathan Buke wins 7-5 over Jeremy Hardy, and so Buke will advance to play Colton Flash tonight in our feature game. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So a nice run for Jeremy Hardy this weekend, but it will come to an end. And Jonathan Buke with Tanner Horgan calling the game and throwing last. They'll get a chance to redeem themselves on stream tonight. I can't wait for that.
Did you want me to bring up what happened when you weren't
Well,
here
yes,
yesterday?
we said it's me. It's my fault. I get it. Yeah, I finally took a draw off yesterday. We were covering all 4 games here on curling.com. And when I wasn't here, Jonathan Buke managed to win a game on stream. So it's my fault, and we'll see how much they're willing to pay me to sit out tonight as well.
Same weight? Think so. Like, we know how this is going to run now. It's good.
So Sterling Middleton playing the double on these 2 rocks on the side. I would agree that it's time to eliminate some red stones here.
Gotta go.
Love to roll to the middle. Oh boy.
That is not great.
No,
That
it's
is not great at all. Just unfortunate, really. You know, you don't ever envision that kind of thing happening, and Sterling making some music there on the backboards for us. But
Yeah, I'm surprised that broom didn't break, to be honest.
me too. That was a good whack.
Yeah, that was not a good result there for Sterling.
And so once again, maybe the door open for Matsumura. This is, like I said, again, I'm repeating myself, but it is a movie we've seen before. Tyler Tardi in control to start the end with Matsumura having hammer, and it just somehow turning in the favor of the men from Hokkaido. So we'll see if they can really get things going here.
ヒットダブルを狙いづらいのはここだと思うんでね。今ね。ここでも仕方ないから。こっち側よりはこっちの方がいい。
So it looks like they're going to throw the freeze on that blue stone that's back 8.
And we have another exchange of gratitude, this time on sheet C. Mike McEwen making a shot for 2 in the 7th, and that will seal it, a 7-3 victory for Mike McEwen. So they will move on to face Sebastian Robillard tonight in their quarterfinal game.
Tetsuro Shimizu looking for the freeze on that lonely blue stone at the back of the board. They do have another, obviously some blue stones on the side that aren't counting at the moment. Well, freezing to their own. Why not? Not what they call, but it's okay.
It works, yeah.
It works.
Yep, that looks good. Yep, I like it.
I think Tyler Tardi can actually hit this one right on the nose. I think they really want to keep another blue stone around here.
Right on the nose.
Yeah, the key here, obviously, Melissa, is to be right on the nose and sit just in front of that red one.
Kind of a big shot for Tyler Tardi based on what's going on in the house.
Absolutely. First one for Tyler Tardi without hammer here in 7.
Whoa, whoa, lead. Whoa, yep, whoa, yep, yep.
Right on the nose. Don't want to roll anywhere.
Really gotta go. Yep, yep, yep. Sit.
And that will roll a little bit too far.
I think it's not
bad though, yeah. Yeah, maybe not too far at all. Nice little pocket there. And we have another exchange of gratitude over on sheet B. Glenn Howard defeating Karsten Sturmay. And so Glenn Howard will move on to face Matt Dunstone in tonight's quarterfinals.
So Yuta Matsumura throwing a nice soft hit here, just trying to get to the nose. If he would love to move both of those blue stones around at the back of the house there. Doesn't really want to hit this on the outside. They're working hard to get it to curl because it will jam. Oh boy, I'm not sure what happened to that one, to be honest. Yikes.
Really wide, yeah. This has sort of been the story of the game for Yuta himself. It's either an A+ or a D. Just struggling to find the pro side.
So currently Team Tardi line 2.
Yeah, and I think they're just looking to hit this one to lie 3. And again, the key here, you just have to make sure you outcount that red one at the top. Although I don't know exactly if Matsumura would have a shot anyway to get both of those blues out without losing their shooter. But ideally, you want a nose here and lie 3.
The way things are going, John, let's be safe.
Yes,
right
who
on
knows?
the nose.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You never know.
So final stone here for Tyler Tardi in the 7th without hammer and just needs a hit and stick here.
Can roll a little bit to the outside simply because that other red stone there is going to help him
As a
bit.
catcher, yeah.
Yeah.
And so there we go. So he's not lying 3.
He's not.
I don't know that Matsumura really has a shot for 2 anyway.
2, no, I don't. I
That's
would
what
agree.
I sort of thought.
If there's a way, he'll find it.
He's been managing to do that so far, that's for sure. So our quarterfinals are all but set here, just waiting for this one to finish up, but we'll have Jonathan Buke playing Colton Flash, Mike McEwen playing Sebastian Robillard, and Glenn Howard playing Matt Dunstone. And the winner of this game will play Nicholas Adine, so a big test awaiting whoever wins this. And speaking of a big test, this is one right here for Yuta Matsumura, looking like a skinny triple to try to score 2 here. And I don't mind the call here. If you're Matsumura, you draw for 1 and then you're down 1 without hammer is not a great situation to be in. So the analytics would favor this call, but it is not easy. Looking for a little more of that Matsumura magic.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Missed it by just an inch. A phenomenal try from Yuta Matsumura, but that will be a steal of 2 for Tyler Tardi, and that is an exchange of gratitude here on sheet D. Make the final score 10-6. So the boys from BC will move on to face the team from Sweden tonight, Nicholas Adine. And as for us, we'll be back in about an hour and a half's time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, for continuing coverage of the Nufloors Penticton Curling Classic. We'll have Jonathan Buke against Colton Flash in what should be a phenomenal quarterfinal. For Melissa Saligo, I'm John Cullen. Hopefully we'll see you then. Goodbye.